welcome back to Talking Marvel with Oz. We have got the next two of the Hachette Legendary collection.
Yes.
Which are the Winter Soldier and X-Men, the Muir and Saga.
That isn't just the Winter Soldier, though. It's the Winter Soldier Part 1.
It's Winter Soldier Part 1. Now, we have got a lot more of these.
Yeah.
We just, what with school plays and summer camps and whatnot getting in the way, having a chance to do these has been tough. And then throw in ridiculously hot weather, because it's hot in here right now. Just the opportunity to do them just hasn't come up, but we are going to be going through a marathon session, sort of catch up on these to let you know where we are, what he thinks of these as well. So I think without further ado, why don't we start with Captain America: The Winter Soldier? Now, people will know that name from the movies. That
it's not really like the film.
No, it's not. They use the name quite loosely in the movies. But why don't you tell us all about the Winter Soldier, Oz?
The Red Skull is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And but his devilish plans live on, which is not good. Whoever murdered the Red Skull has stole his incomplete cosmic cube.
Okay, which would be the Tesseract in the movies, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be the Tesseract in the films.
Yeah.
And if they complete it, and I'm guessing you already know who's completing this, they will have power to alter reality. So it's not exactly like the Tesseract in the
No, but you can
films,
see what the influence is.
But it's like the Tesseract. Yeah. They also, before Cap can investigate the Red Skull's murder, Red Skull fanatics have placed bombs in Paris and London and are ready to detonate it. So Cap is on his way racing to stop the bombs, but while he's doing that, he faces his past in haunting ways. So it's like he faces it by meeting the Winter Soldier,
who is
Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes, his old friend. Now, if you've seen the movies, you know the kind of the movie story of the Winter Soldier, but the comic books naturally go a lot more in depth.
Black Widow's not in it.
No.
What's her face? Carter, not Peggy, but
yeah. Again, the
Sharon Carter.
The movies do their own thing, don't they?
Yeah.
So you can see the movie influence over certain things.
The scene where the scene where he takes down the plane, it's in that, but not in the most epic way he does. In this one, he just jumps on the plane, places a bomb, jumps off, and it explodes.
Well, that scene where he takes the plane down is in the book Civil War.
Really?
Yeah, where so they borrow things from the comics and then mash them all up into one story. But yeah, in the book of Civil War, he does a thing with the jet where he jumps out the elevator and lands on the jet.
Oh.
So this is, as far as I'm aware, this is your first Captain America book, where it's just Captain America.
Where it's just Captain America. But
yeah.
It's not the first one with Captain America in.
No, but this is your first Captain America solo story. So what did you think?
It was good, actually, but I wouldn't put it in my top 5.
No?
No.
You can see coming up, we are going to get Winter Soldier Part 2 and also Reborn.
Reborn, yeah.
Yeah. When, I don't know, but those are definitely going to be 2 of the collection. Those are going to be volume 38 and 61. Now, these don't, as we've said before, these don't come in sequence. If this is issue 8, it's actually volume 37, which is a bit weird, but it's just the way they do things.
Another thing I liked about this book is the fact that it shows you how Bucky went missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is good.
And it's not like he didn't fall off the train in the film. He, basically what happened is this bomb rocket is flying, and Cap and Bucky climb on. Cap loses his grip and falls off, and they manage to, stop it from blowing up, but Bucky's sleeve gets stuck on the rocket and it blows up in midair, so he dies Did he die?
Do you know what, right? Captain America was never a character I wouldn't say I didn't like him, but it wasn't, he was never a book that I bought until Civil War. He always appeared in things like Avengers.
Civil War a good book?
Civil War kicked ass. Civil War was really good.
The film didn't.
Film was alright, but the book of Civil War was really good because it spread over a best part of a year, and it spread over every title. So every single title in Marvel was affected by Civil War, and it was really good. And Captain America was awesome in Civil War, and it really got me into the character. And I read a lot more of his stuff after that. And this is kind of the beauty of doing these books, because again, it would be characters you might not gravitate to. We said this before. I mean, it's like he wouldn't buy. If I took him into Waterstones and said pick any graphic novel you want, he wouldn't choose Miss Marvel.
I'd choose Spider-Man.
He'd choose Spider-Man. He wouldn't choose, say, Morbius. He wouldn't choose Ghost Rider. But
I might choose Ghost Rider, depending.
If there were like 3 Spider-Mans and a Ghost Rider. See? But this way, that you kind of, if you're going to do this collection, the way we are doing this is the rule that he's got is unless he reads the last one, he doesn't get the next one. Because I'm not just buying them to look pretty on a shelf. Because he's got an interest in it, he wants to read them, and it's about going beyond the films. So if you're into the films and you always thought, I'd like to get into it, but I don't really know where to begin. These are fantastic, because these are contained volumes. I mean, the exception of this is volume 1, volume 2, but typically you get the entire story arc in one of these books. So you get to read these stories. There's some great ones coming up. But Winter Soldier, I mean, I remember reading Winter Soldier when it came out, and I liked it. I thought it was good. It gives a lot more depth. It's a lot more involved than a lot of the Marvel comics. There's some great backstory to it. It's the artwork in it is gorgeous. I mean, I can show you the kind of.
Did you find a splash page?
There's always splash pages, but
I know. There was like.
You can see when they do that. I mean, it's gorgeous. When they flash back, the artwork changes, so it looks more like one of the comics from the 1940s, 1930s, and it's beautiful. It really is. This is a very in-depth, very detailed story, and it had some really. I remember this one as well because I mean that's a gorgeous sort of half splash there.
Yeah, that's one I was gonna say.
There's there was also some, if I can find one, there were some fairly iconic covers through Winter Soldier, because I can remember that a lot of these went on to become posters and prints, because there's one in particular, I think it's that one. Yeah, it is. That one became fairly iconic, of Captain America stands under the gravestone.
When I first saw that, I was like, yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I've seen this before somewhere.
But it was great. So what were your top 3?
Wait, what was my top 3 again? I'm pretty sure it was Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State was number 1.
2 was it Secret Wars?
I believe 2 was Secret Wars and 3 was
New Ways to
Die. So the burning question is, does Winter Soldier claim any of the top 3 spots?
No.
No? No. But did you enjoy it as a book?
It was a good book. You
just didn't enjoy it as much as the other 3?
Yes.
That's fair enough. Now, we then come to the first X-Men book in this collection, which is a bit of an odd one, because, I mean, there's a lot of X-Men stories, and I find it odd that they chose to go with this one, which was the Muir Island saga.
I actually thought they were going to do a different X-Men one first.
Yeah, I did. I mean, there's so many X-Men stories that are Days of Future Past and things like that I thought maybe they would have gone for, but they went with the Muir Island saga, which I think is a bit of a weird introduction to the X-Men if it's your first introduction to them, but, you know, that said, there's a good amount of X-Men in the Muir Island saga. So sometimes with X-Men books, there's
Dad's favourite X-Men is
they are.
Gambit.
Sometimes with X-Men books, you get 2 or 3 X-Men, that's your lot. Whereas this one's got a good amount of X-Men in it. So why don't you tell us about the Muir Island saga?
The Shadow King attempts to free himself from the astral plane, and enter the physical world, which because he's the Shadow King is not very good. To take it over, he wants to take the physical world over. He takes mental control of the inhabitants of the Mutant Research Center on Muir Island.
And that's where Moira McTaggart is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And several X-Men show up there to help.
So who are the X-Men that show up to help?
There's Wolverine, there's Jubilee, there's Cyclops. There was, oh god, who else?
Forge
show up.
Gambit.
Colossus. Yeah, Gambit.
Beast.
Yeah, a lot of X-Men
Iceman.
showed up. Yeah, Iceman was there.
That's what I mean, you get a good amount of X-Men
And
in
of
this
course,
book.
Professor X was there.
Yeah.
There were great fights as well. Like, there was I'm pretty sure there's 2 Wolverine and Gambit fights.
Nice.
And if you know Wolverine and Gambit...
Yeah.
Oh. Professor X, I can't remember if he nearly dies or does die. Because his son...
It's a kind of death.
It's a kind of death, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
And then at the end, they're all going, he's alright, he's alright, he's alright. And then at the end, they're like, who's alright? Don't know, I didn't ask. That's the funny bit. They're all like, after someone says Professor X is alright, but they just say, he's alright. They keep going, he's alright. And then at the very end, when they tell the last person, who's alright? And they were like, yeah, I didn't ask, so I don't know. Just he's alright.
Again,
That's one of the best bits.
just
bits.
some seriously iconic covers in this one as well, like the one with Cyclops and the Fallen Xavier. I mean, I loved X-Men. X-Men was my main book when I was collecting. So as your first X-Men book, how was it? Yeah?
Good.
You enjoy it?
I thought they were going to do a different X-Men.
I did.
Most likely was going to do Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past seems like an obvious sort of X-Men.
Or like the ones from...
Children of the Atom. There's a lot that...
They could have done the X-Men... do you know how they were doing the X-Men, like... there was like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, the graphic novel type ones.
Yeah.
Of how they formed it. And they show you 2 more X-Men books that are going to come.
They do, so we definitely will be getting E is for Extinction and Messiah Complex. Now, the one thing...
for E is for Extinction, because no one likes the mutants, so that one's going to be interesting.
I'll say this,
yeah.
right? E is for Extinction, the story is great, the artwork ain't. E is for Extinction is when they changed the 91 series of X-Men to New X-Men. So they changed the title. So there was originally Uncanny X-Men was the main book. Then you had X-Men in 1991, and that ran for a long time, and then they changed the name
Wasn't
to...
there a show, X-Men 91?
Yeah, they changed the name to New X-Men, and then changed the numbering, and then after about 10 years of that, switched back to just X-Men. So the number goes out as a weird sequence. But I hated the artwork on E is for Extinction. The story was great, really good.
What about the Messiah Complex? It's not just the Messiah Complex, it's part 1 as well. Which
Messiah Complex is good. Messiah Complex was good. But the it's a good book. E is for Extinction is a good book, and Messiah Complex good books as well. So the arguments of Messiah Complex is much further along in the sort of mythos of the X-Men.
The Juggernaut wasn't in that one. I wanted the Juggernaut.
He's not in. Do you know what? Right, Juggernaut's one of those characters where he is massively. He's a huge fan favorite.
I know.
But he doesn't appear in that many stories, and when he does, he's barely in them because he is a bit 2-dimensional. I mean, he is kind of like put my head down and charge you.
I thought he was in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, though.
He is, and I mean, he was again in the early days. He was. You find out that he's the half brother of Charles Xavier at some point as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I know. So it's good. So the burning question is Muir Island good enough to take one of your top 3 spaces?
It's not going in my top 3.
It's not going in his top 3. But is it?
But it's definitely not going to be bottom.
No.
It's not going to be very at the bottom.
Yeah. So those are our first 9 that you've gone through. So, I mean, you had a good kind of mix so far.
Yeah, there's Wolverine, there's Avengers, there's Spider-Man, X-Men. I want a Fantastic Four book. I don't know why, but I'm just urging for a Fantastic Four book. Of course, we have up to 13 issues now. We have the other... Yeah.
We do. So what's number 10?
Number 10? There's been 10 books.
Well, this is issue 8.
That's 9.
9. So what's number 10? What comes next?
Number 10 will be, what was it? Thor, the God Butcher.
Thor, the God Butcher. And number 11 will be...
Miss Marvel, No Normal.
Miss Marvel, No Normal. So we've got another Miss Marvel book. I find that a bit weird that we're only 11 books in and we're on our second Miss Marvel book already.
Yeah. Well, the first one was a Captain Marvel book, but they're kind of the same person, really.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can see how these things are being released, that they're clearly capitalising on trends in the media. So, God Butcher was released literally the week the new Thor movie came out.
Yes.
And Ms. Marvel, No Normal, was released when the Miss Marvel show came out.
The show, yeah.
So I don't think this is coincidence. I think this is being timed. But we've seen a lot of what's coming up. So we know the Runaways are coming.
Yeah, the Runaways.
Thor God Bomb is coming.
God Bomb. What else was there?
There's a Black Widow coming, isn't there?
Yeah, Black Widow, Name of the Rose.
Name of the Rose.
He told me to be excited for that one, even though
it is good. It is good.
I don't want to read Black Widow,
but it ain't
he said it got Wolverine and Iron Man in, so
it's not. Yeah. It's a Black Widow book in the same way that Enemy of the State was a Wolverine book. It isn't. Do you get what I mean? It's a Secret Wars. Sorry. And it's that. So Secret Wars is I think it's advertised as a Wolverine book, isn't it? Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And it really isn't. He's in it, but you wouldn't call it a Wolverine book, would you?
Wolverine book. I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't go calling it Secret Wars like Wolverine book or Spiderman book.
Name of the Rose is the same. I wouldn't say Name of the Rose is a Black Widow book, but
yeah,
she's certainly heavy.
Black Widow.
She certainly is very heavy involved in it, but I wouldn't call it a Black Widow book as such. It's more of an Avengers book.
Interesting.
But you're enjoying these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. They are good.
Good. I mean, one of my probably my favourite book of all time is coming up at some point. I don't know when, but we know they're doing Old Man Logan, which is hands down my easily my favourite Marvel book to date. It's a glorious story, and I can't wait for you to read that one. It's really good.
He says that in Old Man Logan, where the heroes died, so like where Thor died, for instance, is where the
hammer's still there. Yeah, because no one can pick it up, so his hammer's still there. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. It's really good. It's a really bleak book. It's set in kind of an alternate future, where the hero's lost, and Logan, with his kind of healing ability, didn't die on the day all the heroes lost. But it's a great book. Old Man Logan is a kick-ass book.
Wolverine has a fear of drowning, so just drown, right?
No, it's really good. It's really, really good, Old Man Logan. I can't wait for that one to come up. We know it isn't coming in the next 6, so it's going to be a while before we see that one. But we will have more of these coming up now. Next week, what launches on Disney Plus?
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk launched on Disney Plus. Now She-Hulk has just split people down the middle.
It's kind of confusing at the moment. I mean, if you saw the last trailer where you see Daredevil flipping, and then you see him, just that final stand of him with the...
If that's him.
It is him. They've confirmed it's him.
Okay.
Marvel's confirmed it's him.
It makes sense. I mean, he's a lawyer, she's a lawyer. Makes sense. But Blonsky's in it as well.
Yeah, Abomination's in it. I want Rage Hulk back, though.
Yeah, I want Rage Hulk back as well. I mean, what split people is that everyone was bitching about the CGI, and I don't think the CGI was that bad. I think people just had the daggers out for a reason.
Good.
I think what people are actually complaining about, if we read between the lines, is that it's another female character, and it's like, fellas, get over it. These aren't new.
She-Hulk's actually one of my favourite Marvel
Well, also these are
characters
characters that are in since the 70s. So as much as people go, no, they're going woke. Well, not really. These are Marvel characters that they've been doing since the 1960s and 1970s.
Yeah.
So it's not like they've just created this for the current mood. They haven't. So it's a character that I'm interested to see, because I don't want to go and watch a She-Hulk movie. I can tell you that now. If a She-Hulk movie came out, I'm not interested. Don't want to go see it. TV show on Disney Plus, I'm all in. And then you can throw in a movie, you know? And I think this is what we're seeing here. We're seeing characters that maybe wouldn't be strong enough to hold a movie, maybe wouldn't draw people into a movie, introduced through Disney Plus, which you can then use in movies. Because it's like Moon Knight. Not everybody knew Moon Knight was. Now everyone knows who Moon Knight was.
I knew who Moon Knight was.
But not everyone did, so it's a hard sell.
I'd have seen him in some, like, Spiderman show I used to watch when I was, like, 5 or 6, and I'd be like, yeah, I was like, I remember I asked you, I think, who Moon Knight was, because they were like, they mentioned him after they saw him. They went, Moon Knight, and I was like, it's Moon Knight.
So I believe after She-Hulk, it's Ironheart, isn't it?
No, it's Wakanda Forever.
No, that's the movie.
Oh.
The next Disney Plus TV show, I think, is Ironheart.
Speaking of Ironheart, she's in Black Panther 2.
She's in Black Panther 2, so that might be where she gets a TV show.
The trailer of Black Panther 2, though, that is good. It is a
but
good...
I think this is what people are complaining about. The Disney Plus shows are too female, and it's like, get over yourselves, right? Because obviously
there have been a bunch of male ones.
You had WandaVision, which was female-led. Then you had Loki.
No, it was Captain America.
Captain America. So you had a girl, then you had a guy, and then after that, wasn't it Loki. Then it was Hawkeye.
What If, wasn't it?
What
If is just all of them.
Hawkeye. Now, granted, this year you have had Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and then you get an Ironheart, which is another female as well. But you also got Moon Knight. I mean, you know, chill out. It's okay.
Who cares if they're female or
You had a Thor movie as well. That was a Spider-Man movie. It's like, relax, it's okay. Just because they're female, it's like female characters are not new. Female characters are not new to Marvel. Marvel is incredibly diverse. It covers every single gender, ethnicity, religion you could think of. So it's not. This isn't new. These are characters that at some point are all going to. We would like to see them all on screen. So keep them coming. I don't care which one's next. I don't, because I'll buckle in and watch it. And some I like, some I won't. I didn't like Ms. Marvel.
It was very.
I didn't hate it. It was bland. That's the best way to describe it. It was very. There just wasn't enough going on. I
didn't like the ending.
I didn't like the style of it. For me, it felt like a Nickelodeon show or a Disney XD show with a bit more budget. It felt very tween. Which is going to, because it's the nature of the character. But yeah, for me, it just felt a little too. There was just not enough going on.
Me and Dad have a theory about Phase 4 at the moment, and it is quite a good theory, our theory. The bangle thing, and the rings, they're linked.
Yeah.
And if you look closely at what they can do, in 10 Rings, you saw how hard he was punching that wall. Like, the Thing. Then, in Miss Marvel, she opens force fields. Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
Then, she stretches Mr. Fantastic. But we haven't seen Human Torch yet.
It would suggest that the theory being that it would suggest that these relics are coming from the end zone, which is what it did to the Fantastic Four. And that might explain the kind of stinger at the end of Shang-Chi about they were getting a signal from somewhere. And then naturally we got the flash of Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange. So
he did excellent.
He was dead in like 5 minutes.
But still, it was a good appearance. I enjoyed that appearance.
It was. Anyway, that's all for this episode. We will catch you on the next one for.
It will be either a Lego video.
Well, no, it'll be God Butcher and.
What's it called? No Normal
God Butcher and No Normal. We will also be seeing you on Thursday, which is the kid's birthday, because he's going to have something he's going to want to show you. So tune in for that one, because it's something very cool.
I still don't know.
And he doesn't know. It's something very cool, but it's something I think a lot of you will really dig. So we'll do a video. We'll do a full unboxing of what it is, and we'll show it off in its full glory for you lucky people on his birthday. Sound good?
Yeah.
Right, in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye.